Hi guys, you're here with me. It's Chrissy. You're on the Chrissy channel and you're here with me with my garden system, my GARDYN Hydroponic garden system. I am here today to talk to you a little bit about the upkeep. I've had several people ask me, what does it take to hydroponically grow plants indoors? And I'm going to show you. It's super simple. Okay, there's an app. See that app right there? This app controls everything. It's going to tell you when to water your plants, when to feed your plants, when to clean the tank, when to check your roots, when to do everything. It's going to tell you everything. There are cameras located on these poles. See if I can. These poles here, I'm going to step out of the way so I can describe this system. These poles here have two cameras. There's one right here where my hand is, on the middle of this pole, and there's one up here. Okay, so one is right here, and one is right here. I've got two cameras. And these cameras are watching my plants. The upper camera is watching the top half of the system. The lower camera is watching the bottom half of the system. It's going to tell me when I'm ready to harvest. It's going to tell me when to feed. It's going to tell me when to what. It tells me when to do everything, guys. And look at these beautiful plants. Look at these beautiful plants. They're gorgeous. I'm going to show you up close and everything in personal. Can you see? Okay. So here we are. Today is a feeding day, and I'm going to show you guys how I feed my plants, just so you can see how easy it is. I had a lady ask me just a couple days ago, how much time and energy do you put into the upkeep of the system? I'm going to show you right now. It is so easy. Okay, it's been 62 days. I believe 62 days I've had this system. I dropped my choker. I've never been a hydroponic gardener before now. I've always been a soil gardener, so this is my first experience, but it has been outstanding. I've had an excellent experience. Okay, this is the food. It's called Veg Bloom. When you order your system, you get this in the system. And yeah, of course, you're going to have to get it eventually, but I've been going 62 days and I still have 3/4 of a bottle. It doesn't take much. It takes a half a teaspoon, you know? Okay, so let me show you how I water my plants, because I'm going to water them right now. All right, the system. I've got a little hedgehog over here. My dog's been playing. Here's your hedgehog, Kelly. Okay, so I got to do some harvesting too. It looks like my dill's getting a bit overgrown. Anyway, so this is the system, and it's been fantastic. I need to do some harvesting. I got a lot of plants growing big here. But anyway, right here is where you put the water. There's this little cup, this little plate just opens up. It just sits right on top. You just pull it out, and then I use a gallon jug, a milk container. I've got warm water in here from the tap. Just use tap water. I'm going to open up the jug, and I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of my Veg Bloom food into the water. Just do it like this. Put it in. Oh, I'm so glad that happened. You guys can hear the system run. People have asked me, how loud is it? Hear that sound? That's how loud it is. Yeah, that's as loud as it ever gets. It's like a fish tank, like a fish bubbler. Doesn't bother me at all. Okay, so I'm going to shake this up just a little bit. Get that Veg Bloom mixed in. And I'm just going to pour it right into the tank. There's a hole right here, and you just feed your plants just by pouring it in. And there we go. Now I will go on my phone and I will let the system know, I'll let the little app know that I showed you that the feeding is done. And it's done. That's it. That's all there is to it, guys. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about the system and how it works. When you order your system, they have two different styles, or maybe even three. I think they have a 2.0, a 3.0, and a 4.0 that is available. Different sizes and different generations. My plant stand, or my, excuse me. I'm tripping over my words. My hydroponic system is a 4.0. It's the largest system that they have. Mine costs $966. But for every system that I sell, I get $200 off my system. And so far, my system's free. Yeah, everybody has purchased the systems I needed them to purchase so that I didn't have to pay for mine. Thank you. Thank you. And now every system that I sell is $200. Woohoo! Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about why I did this. Okay. Just scooch over here real quick. This is how I used to garden in my house. Plastic. Now, I've always been an avid outdoor gardener. I have a huge garden outdoors, It's fall right now, so most of my plants outside are dead and dying. That's why I'm gardening indoors now. But this is how I used to garden indoors, and let me tell you why. My husband is a maintenance engineer for apartment complexes, and we have to move around the city that we live in multiple times. As an apartment complex gets cleaned up, finished up, renovated, and ready to go, they move him on to someplace else. That's what's been happening over the last, 4 years or so. We've been moving all across this really large city that we live in to different complexes across the whole city from one side to the next. And I've always been in small apartments because they give their maintenance men tiny apartments. I've never been able to really grow anything outdoors. I've never had any outdoor space. A very tiny balcony, 2 foot wide and 4 foot long maybe. I just haven't had much planting space or luck with planting. I live in small apartments. There's not much windows. There's not much light, not much circulation. It's just, it's not a good, healthy environment to grow plants in. So my plants consisted of these plastic plants I'd pick up at, Dollar Tree and Big Lots. And the garden centers have the fake plants, and that's what I would get just so my house could look like it had some green in it. No more. Okay, I'm in a nice big apartment now with all kinds of beautiful lighting, and I can have houseplants now. A few. I've got one room with a great big window, glass door, so I've got some plants. But here's how my garden season just never ends. This garden system is growing. Everything on here is edible, and you can grow whatever you want. But everything on here is edible. When I ordered my system, I got 30 plants free. And I grew them all, and I harvested a lot of them. I've already harvested several heads of lettuce right off the poles. Instead of just doing them leaf by leaf, I took the whole head because I had, a dinner party and I wanted to serve it all up. But anyway, I've got peppers, cilantro, mustard, mint, dill, tassoy or bok choy, kale, 2 different types of kale. I've got tomatoes, I've got thyme, sage, peas, lavender, flowers. I've got portulaca, I've got petunia, I've got marigold. You guys, I've got all kinds of stuff growing on these poles, and everything here is edible. Yeah, even the flowers, they're all edible. And so when I was growing my system with the 30 pack of seeds that they gave me, those are my big plants. That's the stuff that came with the system, and I've been growing them for 62 days or so. But where you see these tiny little plants where they're just starting to form, like here and those peas, I just put new seed pods in. I harvested out some heads of lettuce and decided that I didn't want to regrow those at this point, that I wanted to try some new things. So I put some new pods in, and I'm going to show you how those pods work right now. I'm going to show you how the pods work. Okay, so I just got an order yesterday. I ordered a new set of pods. I get so many pods per month just so I can experiment and germinate and grow some new things. Let me show you what I'm going to grow next. Okay. The pods come to you in a box like this, and they're packaged a couple layers thick. I've got pods here and I've got pods underneath, but this is what they look like. Let me just pull it out so I can show you. That's a flashy lettuce pod, and you germinate them by sitting them in a container of water, keeping the planting matter. It's called oh my gosh, I don't remember what it's called. Floss? Rock moss. Rock floss? Rock moss? Something like that. Anyway, you just take it and, let me show you real quick. I should have been more organized before I made this video. Anyway, I made this homemade. Instead of buying the super expensive germination station that you can buy through Garden, and I'm not saying you shouldn't buy that. It's beautiful. I'd love to have one. But it's like $100. So I made one, and it works just the same. It's an old piece of Tupperware. I just put water in it, about an inch, quarter inch, half an inch, depending on how many pods I have sitting in here. And the pods just sit in the water. Then I have a piece of plastic that I poked holes in with a tack, and I just put the plastic on top, and they germinate for 3 to 5 days, and then they're ready to put on the pole as soon as they've got true leaves. And it doesn't take long at all. It really doesn't. So why did I start doing this? I started doing this because I'm a cancer patient, and my doctors told me that it would be best for me to switch to a plant-based diet as much as possible. Now, I'm not totally plant-based. I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan, but I'm close. I do eat chicken, and I eat fish. Every now and then I'll have a little bit of beef too, or a little pork. I'm not saying I don't eat meat. I do, but not much. It's not the main staple of my diet. This is. I eat vegetables and salads every single day. That's all I eat, mostly, yeah. I'll have a sensible dinner with my family at night, and that's when I'll have some meat and some carbohydrates, you know, some potatoes or something. But throughout the day, if I get hungry, I come here. I have salads. I munch on kale. I munch on tomatoes. I munch on peppers. I eat things that are good for me and that are going to keep me healthy and keep me on this planet as long as possible. I'm married. I've got 7 children, adults. I have 21 grandchildren, and I have a great-grandchild on the way. So, and I still have kids that are yet to be married and have children. So, I have a large family. I have a very, very large family. I do. Where was I getting at with this? I don't know. I've just completely lost track of what I was saying. I do that a lot, probably because I smoke pot. Anyway, I just love gardening. It's 100% organic. The seeds that you get through Garden are heirloom seeds. The varieties are tested and true, and they're the same seeds your grandmother used to grow in her garden, you know, and your grandpa used to grow in his garden. They're tried and true. They grow very, very successfully. If you do have a problem with a pod and it doesn't sprout, all you got to do is reach out by email or give them a call, and Garden will send you brand new pods. They did me. I had 3 pods that didn't, I had 2 that didn't sprout at all, and I had 1 that sprouted very, very slowly, and then it didn't take off. And I let them know, and customer service is amazing. They sent me 3 times the amount of pods that I was asking for free. No shipping costs, nothing. They helped me out. They sure did. Very, very, very good customer service. The system's easy to use. Like I said, it tells you exactly what to do. There is nothing that happens on this system that I don't have complete guidance through the app. It tells me everything. I had an aphid problem, and it wasn't because you get pests on these systems. You don't. They're pest free. You keep them indoors. You don't take your system outdoors. It's not going to get bugs unless you're opening your windows and doors and letting them in, like I did. I also brought in about, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I brought in 12 houseplants. They were actually plants that were in my garden outdoors. They were flourishing and beautiful and big and strong and gorgeous, and I couldn't bear to lose them when the fall hit and the winter's coming, so I brought them in. And Garden did tell me right in the guides, do not put your garden hydroponic system anywhere near soil, because once you put your system near soil, then you're running the risk of bringing in pests. And that's what I did. I brought in aphids from outdoors. I've already taken care of the problem. Neem oil. Neem oil does the job. You can get it at Walmart, at garden centers, Lowe's, Home Depot. You just spray a little neem oil on your plants, and you're good to go. The aphids are gone. I also gave my plants an aphid bath. If you guys watched my videos in the past, then you saw I took and gave every single plant on my system a bath. I dipped them all in neem oil and Dawn dish soap. I made like a bath, and I dipped them all and hand inspected every single leaf, because I'm not willing to lose any plants to aphids, and I don't want aphids in my home. So that's all taken care of now. In 62 days, I've gotten 12 harvests. And I've got another harvest to do today. I've got so many herbs that are overgrowing. I'm going to grab some fresh herbs to use for my Thanksgiving dinner. Yes, I sure am. I'm going to grab some herbs, and then I'm going to refrigerate them and use them on Thursday when I make my turkey. I've got basil, I've got dill, I've got cilantro, I got it all. I got everything I need right here. What's another reason I did this? Being that I was on a plant-based diet, I was eating produce from the grocery store every day, making salads and eating fresh vegetables and fruits every day to keep myself healthy. And in that, 1, it's pricey. 2, the pickings are bad. I mean, I live in a huge city. I do. It's a metropolis here. And when you get to the grocery store, all the good stuff's picked over. And if I want to go over to Sprouts or Natural Grocers, Natural Foods, one of those, I can. But gosh, the prices are outrageous. So I kept thinking to myself, why am I paying so much for something that's literally so easy to grow? Because I am an outdoor gardener, and I know how easy it is to grow greens. It's super easy to grow vegetables like tomatoes and lettuce and things like that, spinach. So I thought to myself, maybe I should think about hydroponically gardening. And then I started looking at different systems, because there's several out there. My husband was even going to build me a system. He's quite the guy. He can just put anything together. He can fix anything, build anything. If I say I want it, within 24 hours, I've got it. So he was going to do that for me, but then I found this system and I was like, you know what, for the price of all the parts you're going to pay for, and the fact that I'm going to have to learn how to do this and do it all manually, and I've never done it before, maybe we ought to look into a system where it's guided through an app. And that's what we did. And I'm so happy we did, because this system it's phenomenal. It rocks. It sure does. It rocks. Another reason was, grocery store recalls. How many times do you turn on the TV a month and hear about the lettuce that's got listeria, or the tomatoes that are spoiled, or what about this whole thing with McDonald's and their onions that had, some sort of, E. coli or whatever. I don't want to eat food that's going to make me sick or make me die. I want to be healthy, not hurt myself. So to me, hydroponic gardening was the answer to my prayers. It could help me be healthy. It could help me eat plant-based foods. And I could do it all within the comfort of and confines of my home. Plus, my garden season never has to end. I'm an avid gardener, and I get seasonal depression when the sun stops shining and it gets cold and it gets wintry and my plants are dying. I literally get upset. It depresses me. I go out there and cry to my plants because, see, I name my plants. I love my plants. I talk to them. I groom them. I nourish them, and I consider them part of my family. Yeah, I'm that weird plant lady. I'm not the weird cat lady. I'm the weird plant lady. And it just kills me when I see my plants succumbing to the winter. These won't. These will keep growing all year round, round and round and round and round. They'll never stop growing until I decide that I want to put a different pot in and I pull a plant out. And I have done that. Like I said, I've done that with like 4 plants. I've pulled them out and put new ones in. And I'll keep doing that as I experiment and find what I like to grow. Like I'm growing cucumbers right now and peas. And I'm a little nervous as to how those are going to grow. And my cherry tomato plants, I'm a little nervous as to how those are going to grow. Because I had those types of plants growing out on my patio this spring and summer. And they were monstrous. They were huge. I had a cherry tomato plant that was bigger than me. It was literally over 5 foot tall. So I'm just wondering how this system's going to hold up to these plant varieties and how they're going to do. You can buy belts and trellises and different things from Garden Company to use on the system. I'm using yarn. I took some soft yarn and just tied my plants up with yarn rather than spending the money on the belts. Maybe I'll buy that stuff down the road, but right now I just am trying to save money. I'm a grandma. I'm raising my granddaughter. She's moving home next week though, so like I'm going to be here more often. I'll be doing more videos. I'll be coming to you more often. I'll be doing lots more outdoor adventures, and I'll be doing lots of stuff coming to you with Chrissy's Tiny Adventures and gardening and cooking and lives, and let's do nails together and let's do art together. We'll be doing all kinds of stuff when my granddaughter's no longer under my care, because I'll have the free time. And I'm excited about that. I am. I'm going to miss her, but I'm excited to venture further into my content creator career. But anyway, I just wanted to come to you guys today and talk to you about the garden system, because it's amazing. It's amazing. This thing is amazing. I love my garden. I do. In literally 4 weeks, you could be gardening with me. In 5 weeks, you could be eating salads off your own system. So if you'd like to garden like I'm gardening, get that code. See it right up there? Grab that code, follow it. It's going to take you to the garden website where you can shop around, take a look at what they've got. And as soon as you put something in that shopping basket, my discount code is going to be automatically applied. You don't need my name. You don't need my number. You don't need my email. You don't need anything. Just follow that code. Get yourself a garden today. Bye.